Okay.
Did you hear? Okay.
Audible?
Voice is very good.
Venkatesh ji?
We can hear you.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye gajaranam bhutaganaatisevitam kapitta jambhupalasaratam yoga vinashakaranam नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् अर्धानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भयनाशनं दिशतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पते नमः पूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं कोटियाति परां गतिं गोष्पदीगतवारीशं वशकीगतराक्षसं रामायणमहामालारभजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्. So we were in the Sabha Parva and we had just entered the Torana Spatika. You all in the kingdom of Hastinapura, which was specially constructed by King Dhritarashtra to be an equal match to the great Sabha of Indraprastha. And it was being inaugurated this day with a fine game of gambling. And the great princes, the kings, and the king and the princes of Indraprastha had come there. They had been accompanied by a retinue, the royalty, everybody, and they had come to Hastinapura. We saw all that. They're welcome, they're meeting people, etc. And then their evening, how they spend the evening, and then the morning they come, Yudhishthira and others, they start and come to the great hall of Dhritarashtra, where a great game of gambling is planned for the day. This was approximately where we stopped. So just to rewind a few minutes of the last session, and then we will take off into today. So last time when we entered the hall, Pravishyatam Sabham Partha Yudhishthira Purogametya Parthiman Sarva Pujarhana Vipujya Cha Yatha Vaya Sameyana Upavishta Yatharada Asaneshu Vichitreshu Pardhyastarana Vatsu Cha Pravishyatam Great Sabha Partha Yudhishthira Purogama. Yudhishthira and his brothers and others with him, they entered the hall. And how does Vyasa describe them? He calls them as Partha here, meaning to say the sons of Prutha, of Kunti. Vyasa never puts a word wrong. Every time he uses a certain adjective, there is time for us to do some thinking about it. So now the Pandavas, led by Yudhishthira, are entering that place, that very hall, which is going to change the whole landscape of the earth. It's a great inflection point in the story of Mahabharata. So they're coming there now, and when they enter there, Vyasa calls them as the sons of Prutha. Preceding their name, he calls them the sons of Prutha, meaning to say Kunti's sons are entering that hall. Can you imagine? He's saying, for example, right? Somebody, we, who is somebody? We. When we do anything, we are actually carrying on our shoulders all our forefathers. and all the progeny due to come, who will remember for generations and like in Mahabharata for thousands of years that you entered that hall. And you are answerable to the forefathers saying, why did you enter that hall? So they entered that hall, the sons of Puthaima, and the mother's name is being taken here. They are entering that hall, and then we saw how, having entered the hall, the beautiful hall, Yudhishthira and others are shown the hall, and then after that they are meeting all the, except for the top people of the kingdom like Dhritarashtra and Bhishma and others, the invited kings, the nobles, Duryodhana himself, his brothers, all of them are already in the hall, waiting for them to come. Please be seated, like we said, 5 minutes before time is something they could do. We can't do here, but they could do there. So they were all there already. So when Yudhishthira entered, he went and he met each one of them, and there was a protocol. Whom do you meet first? Whom do you next? Like that. And you are, as a royalty, you are trained to do that well, correctly. So all the nobles and elders who were worthy of being offered respectful. Yudhishthira met them in the right order, says Vyasa, and thereafter he met the others in more friendly manner, who are younger to him and all that. And then he turned towards the son of Subala. Subala's son means the great Shakuni. Not to him, and have a few words with him as well. And then Vyasa says, all the kings who had come earlier, they were all now seated. They were all with a nod of the head of Duryodhana or whoever. They all sat. It was beautiful, apparently. Beautiful, Vichitra asanas, sofas, spread with beautiful upholstery or whatever you call that. I'm not good at these things. But it uses the word asaneshu vichitreshu spardhyas taranavatsuja. Excellent. Persian kind of carpet, kind of coverings and all that. Beautiful. Cushion, whatever. Asanas. They sat down, all of them. And then Shakuni turned towards Yudhishthira and he said, welcome, King. Welcome, Maharaja Yudhishthira. The forum is ready. The carpet has been spread, my king. All are waiting only for you. And you have come. With your permission. Let the dice be cast. Please, take your seat. Yudhishthira is stepping into something that he knows in his bones that what to do. Into that. But at the same time, we saw that he objected. So he said, he looked at, to talk to Shakuni must not be an easy thing. For a Dharmatma like Yudhishthira. But he does. And he tells him frankly, Nrigatir devanam papam nakshatrotra parakramah nachanitir dhruva rajan kim tvam dyutam prashamsasi. Deceitful gambling is got nothing to do with the valor of a Kshatriya or Shakuni. In gambling, there is no niti, there is no dhruva niti, there is no certain methodology or a proper method of doing it or a defined strategy or fair tactics to be adopted in gambling. It's chance. Why are you praising this game? Nahimanam prashamsanti. The people, nobility, they do not praise gambling of Shakuni. So, please do not aim to win over in a deceitful manner. Do not vanquish us, O Shakuni, like a wretch by deceitful means. Drisham Savat, like a despicable wretch. Do not do that. Strong words from Dharmatma Yudhishthira. As he said, in day. Yudhishthira, Shakuni is a master. Oh God, he's, this, there is a say that never, what? Something, I don't know where it said, there are two kinds. One, it says that never try to wrestle with a pig in a gutter. The pig likes it. So, or there's another one which says never try to teach a pig to sing. I mean, you can't teach it to sing. And the pig also gets annoyed. So likewise. So whoever is, can you put it on mute, please? Yeah, I put it myself. Right. Now, so this is what Shakuni replied. Yo vetti sankhyam ligato vidinya cheshta swaginna kitavokshadasu mahamatir yascha janati dhyutam savai sarvam sahade prakriyasu. O king, he said to Yudhishthira, O king, a person who comes to gambling, who is well versed in the art of gambling, who's the art of gambling, he knows, he has a feel, he can do it. He knows where the dice is going to fall. He can know what number is going to come. King. Oh yes, in gambling there is some sleight, there is some baffling. Yes. King, yes. But a good player knows how to baffle the baffle. How to call the bluff. How to know what is in the opponent's mind. King? A good player. He's not afraid of the slate. Huh? King? No. King. A good player gets on with it enthusiastically. Move to move. Focused, he matches. He plays. And he knows what's at stake, what's happening. Yeah? He knows the game, how to be played. Right, King? He knows. And only such a person is a true gamester. A royal player. Right, King? He knows the secrets of winning and losing. He truly knows the game. And therefore, he suffers all that comes with it. Okay. He knows. this hand, a bad hand, I've lost. That I will win. Yeah, game. It's a game. अक्षग्लः सोऽविवेत् परं न तेनैव दोषो भवतीह पार्थ दीव्यामहे पार्थ महाविशङ्कां कुरुष्व बाणं च चिरं च मा कृथा O Kunti Nandana, O son of Pritha, it is the staking at the dice. It is at staking at the dice which may or one. That is what injures us. Not the game itself, O king. Don't fault the game. It's the staking that injures us, O king. And it is for that reason, Tenaiva dosho bhavatiha, O Partha, O son of Pritha, it is for that reason that people find fault with gambling. Not because of the nature of the game. Not because it is not a game of skill, or it's only a pure chance, or it is because it is a deceitful game, or because of that. It is because of the injury that may be caused by what you stake. Okay. So, a good gamester is not afraid. Okay. Now, therefore, O king, Ma Vishankam, don't be ambivalent about this. Do not have entertain confusion about this, O king, different thoughts. You have come here. Let the stakes be fixed. Let the game begin. Let the dice roll. Let the rules be agreed. Let us play. Evamahaya masito devalo munisattama. He said, not just let us play, let us not delay. Hey, baat kya ho raha hai? Khelo. Let's not delay. So when he had said like this, Yudhishthira said, okay, Subala, son of Subala, the best of Munis, Devala, the best of Munis, the son of Asita, whose instructions we follow to this day, the great sage Devala, whose instructions we follow, who says that these acts lead you to hell, these actions lead you to heaven, etc. And this action leads you to that lokam, etc. He has said that it is sinful to be fully with a gamester. Papam nikritya kitai katavai isa. And he had said, Dharme natu jaye yuddhe tatparam natu devanam. And he said that what is won fairly and dharmically in a yuddham, in a war, that is all right. That is correct. That is fine. Not what is won in gambling. That is not correct. Asita Devala has said that, okay. To obtain victory in battle without cunning or stratagem is the best sport. Gambling is not that. And then the words that go on. Inevitably, in a hard game of gambling, right? Those that are respectable never use such language of the mlechas, the uncultured language that tends to get used. Noble people do not use it. They never want to use that kind of language. Nor do they ever adapt adopt deceitfulness in their behavior, O Saugala. A noble king would not want to adopt deceitfulness in his behavior. War is another thing. War carried on without crookedness or cunning, that is an honest act. It is an act of honest men. So do not, O Shakuni, play desperately and win of us our wealth, which, according to our abilities, we have strived to build and to earn and to put it to the service of the land, the benefit and the protection of the Brahmanas. Even enemies should not be defeated by deceit, in deceitful gamesmanship, gaming. As far as I am concerned, nikritya kamayena sukhan dhanani va kitavasyeha kritino pratavetanna pujyate. As far as I am concerned, I do not desire nikritya kamayenam sukhat dhanani va. I do not desire any pleasure or any money or any wealth, anything like, I do not desire to attain, to get that by means of deceit or by cunning. And then again, kitavasyeha kritino pratametanna pujyate. The conduct of one that is a gamester, even if it be without deceitfulness, the conduct of one who is a gamester, it should not be applauded. It should not be applauded, okay? Oh, so meaning to say, yes, there is no frauding, there is no deceit, nothing. Even then, that gambling, that act should not be applauded. Of noble people. That is what Asita Devala has taught us, is what he's saying to Shakuni. Meaning to say, he's still ambivalent. Still, if somebody gets up and says, okay, what you say is right, this is not the correct way to do it, it can stop. He's hoping that, or maybe not. But what to Shakuni? Shakuni replies, Shrotriya Shrotriyaneti Nikrityaiva Yudhishthira Vidvan Avidusho Bhedi Nahustam Nikatim Jana Akshairi Shikshito Bhedi Nikrityaiva Yudhishthira Vidvan Avidusho Bhedi Nahustam Nikatim Jana Akritastam Kritastascha Balavattarah Evam Karma Sudarveshu Nrikityaiva Yudhishthirah Vidvan Vidushodhyeti Nahustam Nikritim Jana. O Yudhishthira, it is all about winning. It is from a desire of winning that everything is done. Anything in this world is done. Desire of winning. Which, okay, is not an honest motive, right? It's not a very honest motive. No? It is with a desire of winning. There is Shrotriya, meaning to say, a great scholar of the Shastra and the Veda, approaches another Shrotriya for a debate. Why? To win. Okay. But knowledgeable people do not call that as dishonest. A vidwan approaches an avidwan, somebody who is not so knowledgeable. A knowledgeable man win somebody who is less knowledgeable than him. It's all knowledge. But people do not call that winning as dishonest. Right? I mean, let's stick to what Shakuni has said. He's saying this. One who is skilled in dice approaches another who is not so skilled in dice. And this person is, and that person both play with a desire for winning, desire for victory, which is scarcely an honest motive, right? But then it's not called dishonest either. It's not really dishonest, okay? In war, a person who is skilled in certain weaponry, he attacks another person who is not so skilled in weaponry. With a desire to win, which is not really a very honest motive. But people don't call that as dishonest. Okay. This is the rule. This is the practice. This is what happens in every contest, O king. Yudhishthira. The motive is victory. So Yudhishthira. एवं त्वं मामिहाभ्येत्य नृकृतिं यदि मन्यसे देवनाद् विनिवर्तस्व यदि ते विद्यते भयम्. King, if therefore you who have approached me here regard me to be actuated by motives that are deceitful and dishonest, or you are under bhayam, fear, then you may withdraw. You can step back. You can walk out. You can desist from playing, okay. You can pass this chance. What an argument is putting in. He says that to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira says, Avuto nanvarteyam iti me pratamahidam vidishcha balavan rajantistyasmi vasistita. Dishtasyasmi vasist. Says, oh Saubala, once summoned, I do not with. This is my vratam, established vow. Vidishcha balavan. Fate is all powerful. Destiny is all powerful. Rajan. We are all under the control of this destiny. You, me, everybody. All right. Asmin samagame kena devanam me bhavishyati pratibhana hosti tatodyutam pravartata. All right. Tell me, who is going to play me? With whom in this assembly am I going to play? Who is there here that can stake equally with me? Let the play begin. When he said that, Shakuni did not reply. Duryodhana replied. He said, Aham datasmi ratnana dhananam cha visham pate madarte devita chayam shakunir matulo mama. O king, I shall supply the jewels and the gems and everything that is needed to be staked in this game. I will be doing it from our side. It is me whom you are playing. But it is for me as a proxy. My uncle, Shakuni, will play power of attorney. He represents me. He'll play, but I am playing. Yudhishthira said, Anyonyasya vaidyutam vishamam pratibha etad vidvan upadasva kamamevam pravartata. An agent for gambling? Gambling for one's sake by an agent, by the agency of another one, seems to me to be contrary to the rule. Etad vidvanupadasva. You also, O learned one, you will admit to this, that this is not as per rule. Kamamevam pravartatam. If that is what you want, begin. Okay? If that's what you want to do, that's not the right thing to do. I'm okay. You can start. All right, so the game is about to begin. Vaishambhayana is telling the story. Vyasa is telling it to Ganesha, and Suta is telling it to the rishis of Naimisharanya. The game is about to begin. Ubhogyamane dyute tu rajanah sarva eva de datarashram puraskritya vivishustam sabam tada. As soon as this announcement was made, as if a switch had been switched on, in entered Dhritarashtra. His retinue, accompanied by his retinue. Taka, 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 taka. He walked in along with them to the hall to join that festive occasion. He came there. Who all were there along with him? Bhishmo, Drona, Kripaschaiva, Vidurascha Mahamati, Nati Pritena Manasa, Tenvavartanta Bharata. O Bharata! Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, and Parama Buddhiman Vidura, the most intelligent Vidura. All of them were coming behind Piche, they were Dhritarashtra. And all these people were not at all pleased. Their minds were disturbed. Na atiprite manasa. Not pleased at all. And then when all these people are entering, there was a hubbub in the hall. They were all entering and all that. There are a lot of kings. So there's just a little bit of jostling. The asanas and all were laid out. There was protocol and all that, but there was also, among equals there is free seating, right? I mean, you don't necessarily pin one asana saying Shalya. That's somewhere they sit, right? So Vyasa is bringing us live this picture from there. He says there were some who wanted to come nearer to see. Some of the kings, etc., the more hardcore. Wherever, when as soon as Dhritarashtra and all were kind of they realized where they were, then the others they jostled, and in some of the seats, asanas, two people sat, it seems. And in some people started settling down in different parts around that central area where that beautiful carpet had been laid out, which Shakuni had invited Yudhishthira to sit down and play when he had said, "The carpet is spread. We are waiting for you." As the game begin, that carpet. Around that, this beautiful hall made of crystal. It's got the most beautiful hall in the entire planet at that time, maybe, according to Dhritarashtra, that hall. So they all jostled and they sat down nicely and all that. And it was as if Devalokam, Indra, etc., Devalokas, it was like Swargalokam, it was like that. And all the kings were added to place, each king with his fine dresses, their own glory, their faces, their shining, their countenance, their demeanor, their body language, their way they conducted themselves, their crowns, their jewelry, their all that goes with it, their laughter, their voices, adding glory as they all sat there, and all of what kind of people were they? Sarve Ved Vidah Shura, Sarve Bhaswara Murtaya, all the great nobles that were there, the kings, they were all very well versed in the Vedas, highly intelligent people, highly cultured, and highly knowledgeable people, brave, courageous people, kings, and all Bhaswara Murtaya, each one looked like the sun, shining like the sun. Pravartata Maharaja Surudyotam Anantaram. And then sorry, yeah, they were all now, and then the great game of dice commenced. That's what the great game of dice commenced. So the first stake had to be staked, and Yudhishthira staked it. Ayam Bahudhano Rajan Karavarta Sambhava Manirharottara Shriman Kanato Kanagottama Bhushana Etadrajan Mamadhanam Pratipano Stikastava Yenamam Tom Maharaja Dhanena Pratidivyase. This excellent treasure of pearls, which were got during the churning of the ocean. I presume he is talking about the churning of the ocean that took place during the great Devas and the ocean, the Sagara Manthanam, when Mahalakshmi came out itself, the Halahala poison came out, which Shiva drank, the Amrita came out. That Sagara Manthanam, some pearls had come out. But those pearls, which came out during the churning of old, so beautiful, set in a har, in a necklace, and decked with gold. These pearls, O king, priceless. I stake this. What is the counter stake? Is there a counter stake to this here? Okay. Is there the wealth, any counter wealth with which you can play this? He asked. Duryodhana replied, Santi me manayaschaiva dhanani subahuni cha matsarascha name artheshu jayasvainam durodaram. I have many jewels, O king, don't worry. There is enough pearls and with me, jewels with me. Enough wealth is there to play. But then I am not vain about it. I don't feel any arrogance about it. No. Best of luck. You may win this. Try. Let the game begin. Look at this. Duryodhana telling Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira did sound. Hey, is there anybody who can match this? Hey, come on. Enough is there. But like you, I am not vain about it. चलेगा ले ततो जगा जग्राह शकुनिस्तारक्षानक्षतत्त्ववित् जितमित्येव शकुनिर्युधिष्ठिरमभाषत. Having said this, the dice was rolled. Shakuni, well skilled at dice, took up the dice and casting them like magic, he said to Yudhishthira, Jitam, have won. We have won this round, king. That pearls, please. Jitam. What are we doing in terms of time? 15 minutes. Yudhishthira said, he saw that. And he said, you have won this stake. Mattah kaitavakenaiva. By some deceit, O king. But be not proud, O Shakuni. There's plenty more. Let us play. Taking thousands upon thousands. We'll play. Kosho hiranyamakshayam jasarupamanekashah etadrajanma madanam tena devyamyaham tvaya. I have boxes and boxes of ancient gold coins. Ancient gold coins. Boxes and boxes. I put that at stake. I play them, O king. Kulagaram jeshtam pandavam achyutam ityuktah shakuni praha. Vaishambhayana is telling Dhanamedya, the greatest, the jewel of the, and when Yudhishthira, the jewel of the Pandavas, he said this. Shakuni said, all right. He played and he said, Jitam, one, okay. It's been one. Ayam sahasrajamito vayyagraha supratisthitah suchakropaskara sriman kinkine jala panditah samlaro rajaratho, like that he went. Next one. This chariot in which I have arrived here to Hastinapura, this chariot of mine, which is Paramanandadayaka, which is the giver of the greatest of pleasures. Right? Imagine a limo, a Rolls Royce, made for the wealthiest man in the world, which can do everything. It has got every kind of greatness in it. Like everything in it. That would be nothing compared to the Rajaratha of Yudhishthira. He calls it Paramanandadayaka. This chariot of mine, which when it rolls with the sound of the ocean crashing into the land, so like the thunder of the clouds. It is the sound. Sound is so important. When a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, whatever how I pronounced, it starts in a race or in a road anywhere, it'll growl. Very important, the sound, they designed for it. Very important. There's the sound of the chariot when it moves on the royal ways. It sounds like the ocean in tumult, or like the thunder of the cloud. This Rajaratha of name Jaitra. Jaitra means the victorious one. This one, which by itself is equal to 1,000 other best chariots. This one, which has got an outside covering of tiger skin, precious tiger skin, which is the firmest road grip on the road, on the ground. Whoop. Sticks. This Rajaratha, which is endowed with all manners of beautiful, captivating, fascinating things. This most beautiful Rajaratha, which has got a rows of priceless bells, the clatter, and has got horses to go with it. Horses which are of the color of Kurara Pakshi. Kurara Pakshi. Basically, I think it's off-white, smoky, little bit white, very white but little smoky. That color, or somewhere else it says the color of the moonbeams. 8 horses, 8 of the best horses in the world, O king, who are these that draw this, that drive this chariot. They themselves are the most respected horses. Okay, they command respect and honor. Imagine that. Imagine that. The horses themselves will stand, will have that demeanor, that charisma in them, that any ordinary man will know. This is divine. This is respect worthy. This is royal. This is the king's. This has to be treated. After all, it is King Yudhishthira's horses. King Yudhishthira's greatness, will it not be there in the horses? Those horses, Samuche, this whole nation, the planet, they are held in great honor, O king. They are the ones who are your. There is no creature on earth, ground creature, a creature which moves on the ground. There is no other chariot or creature which moves on the ground which can overtake this on the road and live to talk about it. Can't escape. This chariot, along with the horses, I take. Okay. Evam sutva vyavasido nrigatim samubhashita. Having heard this, upon deceit. Vyavasito nikritim, nikritim. Kriti is doing, nikritim is doing in that way, fraudulent way. He was always intent on that. So having heard this, what has been staked, resorting to that deceitful engagement of his, he rolled the dice and he said, Jitam, Jitamit Yeni Yudhishtiram Abhashata. We have a few minutes. We will continue this. Of course, this is a long game. It's a long day. But a little bit about Shakuni. Then we'll come back next time, next week, and join the game. From Vyasa Bharatam, in Vyasa Bharatam, early on in Adi Parva, if you remember, when Pandu and Vidura are of marriageable age, their guardian and mentor being Bhishma. Bhishma always considered Vidura, however, as a counselor, not just as a next generation son. So he called him and he spoke to him and he said, I want your advice. This is a marriageable age. All three of you have become. I have in mind a few worthy brides. There is this daughter of Subala in Gandhara Desha, northwest Afghanistan, that side. That's right. King Subala's daughter is Vadi. That's one person. Right. Then there's another who is Pritha. Talks about Kunti, so and so's daughter. She's a Vadi. Madri, king. There, his sister. She's worthy. As there are these three that I have kind of identified who were worthy. Vidura had said, you are, what you say is law for us. Then he said, he told him, I have done my inquiries. The daughter of Gandhari, who is in Gandhara, she has got a boon from the one who plucked the eyes out of Bhaga Deva. Who plucked the eyes out of Bhaga Deva? Lord Shiva, Shankara. What is the story? During Daksha Yagya. During Daksha Yagya, when Shiva destroyed that Yagam, when Sati happened, right? In anger, he had plucked a hair and thrown it on the ground. And Veerabhadra had formed. Veerabhadra is Shiva himself. Veerabhadra had gone to that Yagya and he had demolished, and along with the Bhutaganas, they had demolished it, each one. When Shiva was insulted by Daksha Prajapati, one of the people, there many, each Deva had wrong reactions and they all got what they deserved. Bhagadeva had, with his eyebrows, he had looked at Daksha Prajapati and said, Yeah. With his eyes, he had told him, smashed him. Dakshabhati insulted Shiva. He had appreciated Bagadeva. So Veerabhadra's anger was towards him as well, and he had gone and plucked his eyes out. That Shiva, meaning must be Veerabhadra aspect of Shiva. I have heard that the princess has done tapasya and pleased him and got a boon from him that he will have 100 sons. And I have verified it. It is true. She has that. Now, Bhishma does so much due diligence. So he's established that there is this girl who has got this boon that she'll have 100 sons. That too from Lord Shiva. So Dhritarashtra, who has got no eyes, who is blind, he can get her married to him. So he sends his ambassador to the king and says, requesting for the hand of Gandhari for Dhritarashtra. They know he's blind. They know he's blind and all that. But then the king, Subala, then he thinks through this and, the king as Bhishma, it is of Dhritarashtra's own standing in the royal. He may be sightless, but he's strong, he's intelligent, he's a Mahamati. He's got his own, he's a king, prince. And Bhishma is by his side, he's got a brother, all that is fine. So he had said, all right. And Gandhari, when she had come to know that she's going to be marrying a blind king, she had immediately decided that will cover her eyes, she will not see anymore. She doesn't want to see any defect in Dhritarashtra. And she doesn't want to have anything which is an advantage over him, kind of thing. So she had taken a very beautiful silk cloth and made into several rounds and tied her eyes, says Vyasa. And with this marriage, she too had the way. That's why she asked for 100 sons. The joy. So she had asked that. And the last of those 100 brothers was Shakuni. Shakuni had personally, after the marriage, he had personally escorted. He was in great happiness with the marriage, they say. Vyasa says. He escorted her back to her place in Hastinapura and all that. So that's what Mahabharata says. What are we doing in terms of time? They are almost completed. But there are other versions of Bharatam, as you know, which add some mirch masala to this. And what that mirch masala is, we will go into next time. Har Namah Parvati Pade
हर हर महादेवा
Janaki Kanta Jai
जय
Jai
राम राम
Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda
गोविंद
Vetrivil Muruganuக்கு Hararu Swamina Jai Sri Anjaneya Swamina
जय
Jai Arunachal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.